Good afternoon YouTube and welcome back to the channel. And finally we have a new project, and I bought this bike, like I say, a bit open-minded that we're going to do something pretty serious with it. But in today's video we're going to do the first ride out on the road, see what it's all about, and then it'll be back into the garage for the tinkering to begin. So I hope you enjoy. Coming up on this review.
Oh my god, come on. Oh, I think the exhaust is just gone. We've just lost. This is quite embarrassing now. Oh, this is like a little bubble machine. Can you hear that? Oh my god. No, right away, arsehole. We did. There's a hill coming! 60! Woo! Man, I've not had an adrenaline rush like that before.
Will give you guys and girls a walk around. It is cold out today. You can see my helmet and all my bag just tucked around there. So it's a 2017 model. It's got roughly 3,700 miles on the clock. It's got a full Tiger exhaust, which has unfortunately split, which we're going to have to re-weld. I tried to bodge it for the ride here, which you're going to see out on the road. Unfortunately, it did let go and became incredibly loud. But as I say, it's a lovely little example. Not a lot of mileage on it at all. Few scratches and marks, but other than that, absolutely awesome fun. So yeah, let's get it out on the road and tell you all about it.
Well, it is tiny. Oh man, compared to what I used to ride. So keep in mind I'm 6'2". This is a ditty. But yeah, let's get it out and I'll give you an idea of what it's like on these back roads and round town. Hopefully my exhaust patch up in the car park lasts more than 2 minutes. But before we get underway, let's run through the models. So the Honda Grom, I actually worked at Honda as a motorcycle salesman when these came out in 2014, and when I first saw one in the showroom, I just thought, who on earth is going to buy one of these? I can't see the market for it. But I took one out and it was only very briefly around the industrial estate, and I thought, you know what, it's a good laugh, it is good fun, but after 10 minutes that novelty is going to wear off. But that can all change with, like I say, what we've got planned in this build, where we're going to do an engine swap. So the model was released in 2014. You had the original version, which had the 4-stroke single cylinder, single overhead cam, little air-cooled 4-speed engine, gearbox. Nothing out of the box crazy, but would do everything you needed for running around town. Now, 10 horsepower claimed. From what I've seen online now, 7 horsepower at the wheels. It's not a lot of power, but do keep in mind it's learner legal friendly. You can get 120, 130 miles to the gallon out of it, and it is just a hoon round town. It isn't going to be great on motorways. And as we mentioned as we go out later in the video, when you're a little bit bigger like me, it's probably not ideal well with the weight. But like I say, we're going to go through that and see what they're like. So as I mentioned, model wise, there was the 2014 to 2017, which was the original, and then this variant came out, and the 2017 model featured ABS on the front wheel only. So you didn't gain any other features other than a bit of ABS for the front wheel. And like I say, in weather like today, it's probably not a bad thing. And then in 2022, or I believe 2023 is when they're actually going to be sold. Gosh, slippery out today. Then came the 5-speed gearbox to try and liven things up a little bit. I mean, yeah, it goes all right. This has got a little Tiger race exhaust on it, so it makes the right noises. It looks really cool. I mean, I've had a lot of people staring at it, whether they're just wondering why someone is in full levers on a monkey bike, but ultimately we don't want to come off without any protective gear on. Been there, done that, got the medal. Not nice. But as mentioned, they're around, I mean, prices are all over the place. For the early ones, as they're starting to go back up for the originals, they're about £1,800 to £2,000 for a half decent one. There are ones with damage, previous write-off, salvage markers on them at £1,500, and in some cases lower if they've got lots of mileage. This one's quite nice because it only has 3,700 miles on it. So I'm going to take the engine out and sell it, obviously, because we won't be using this one for the build. Reliability, well, they seem to be pretty solid engines. Again, I haven't owned this long enough. I've been around people who have owned them, and they don't really go wrong unless you like wheeling them. And the reason for that is they've got an issue with the oil pickup. So apparently revising the oil pickup makes a huge difference, and then they're suitable to wheelie. I mean, the weather today is just awful. I am not going to be trying anything like that on today's roads, but it is good fun. It is a nifty little package. I mean, ride comfort, obviously I'm sat upright, the seat's pretty good, it's not too hard. I'm more on the rear seat than I am the front seat. Again, 6'2", I've still got a bit of room. If I was going around town, maybe I'd catch my arms or my hands on my knees even. But yeah, cool little bike. I mean, the weather's not great today. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an insight into it before we start stripping it apart. Look at that. This is where it comes into its own. Look at that, straight through there. Lovely little clutch as well, really light clutch. If you'd just passed your test, this would be a very, very easy bike to ride, very easy bike to ride. And as mentioned, it's only a little single overhead cam. It's not going to be pushing anything fancy, is it? It's an air-cooled engine. It hasn't even got an oil cooler, so it's as basic as they come. But it has got fuel injection, so the nice thing with that is early in the morning, it's going to fire on the button every day, which is what you want. The old days of carburetors, some of you watching the channel may not even be familiar with them, but you used to have something called a choke, little lever you pressed, and ultimately it'd rich it up in the morning. You'd have to turn it back off. It'd sound like a bag of nails for a couple of minutes, and then it'd get going. But those days for you kids, all gone. But anyway, let's go around a nice slippery roundabout and hope that exhaust stays in place. It is fucking well muddy. I mean, it turns in really well, it turns in really sharp. The handling is lovely. Again, I don't know what these tyres are like, how old they are. Let's wind it up. Now we're going to be coming up to our first national in a couple of minutes. For those of you that aren't in the United Kingdom, that means I can do legally 60 mile an hour on a single carriageway national. Now, I'm led to believe, if Google serves me correct, that these will do about 65 mile an hour. The problem with that is, I believe they base that calculation on a 17-year-old weighing roughly 70 kilos. I weigh about 95, give or take, since COVID, which all of a sudden power to weight becomes a big thing on a small bike. So we're going to find out very quickly if I'm even going to be able to touch the speed limit. So it should be interesting. So yeah, that will be the next clip. So let's see if she can do 60 mile an hour. Oh, little rev limiter bash all the way, clutchless upshift, box is slick. Come on, let's tuck in. 51, come on, do the national. 54. Ah, too heavy, I'm too heavy. Oh no, we've got a second wind. 57, it's happening, it feels stable. Come on, 60 please. I'm tucked in. Ah, there's a hill coming. 60, woo! Man, I've not had an adrenaline rush like that before and kept within the speed limit. Wow, no one caught me up. This thing, what a little beast. So price wise, the 2014 model, which is the original, seems to be going up again now. I think they've been classed as like the OG, the original, the one that is going to be the first to set the Grom market alive. Oh, turn the high beam on. And prices for those start at £1,500 all the way up to £2,500 if you've got one that's literally got a handful of miles on it and someone's had it as a bit of a collector's piece. This model, the 2017 one, as we mentioned, with the ABS, same engine, gearbox setup, is starting realistically at about £2,000. all the way up to £3,000, because I think the new one that's been released, the Mark III, benefits from a 5-speed gearbox, but I don't think it looks as good. This has got like that Transformers edge to it, a bit cooler with the kids in it. But for me, this was the best looking shape. It's the one I wanted, so we held out, and like I said, my good friend Matt helped me collect it. And ultimately, the new one now, I think it's about £3,500. I mean, for a 125, to me, that sounds absolutely mental. But at the same time, a YZF-R 125, that comes in at £5,000 now for a special spec. £5,000, that'd buy you a good R1. Just crazy money. But I guess you kids, the warranty, PCP, it's all the done thing now, unfortunately. You don't see what the screen price is, it's what it costs per month. But yeah, ultimately, great little bike to be out on. Would I buy one? Yeah, of course, I bought one, but it definitely needs some more power. I could have some fun nipping around town on it. That'd be cool, like nip to the gym. But to be honest with you, I don't know, like, would I buy one if I was 17, 18? Yeah, I probably would. It is pretty cool. And like I say, it seems to draw attention. Look, mate, he's just staring at me. It's like, fucking hell, what is that bad boy? So don't worry, son, when you're 17, this thing's going to change your world. Car knows the bad boy's coming through. I'll give him a little blip of the power. Whoa, he heard it, he heard it. Give him a nod. It's like, oh, it's shit even. Look at that, ease. Look at my little blow straight through. Oh, look, now I'm going to get the day, you know. Doosh, smoked him. Didn't know that was coming. Power! Oh, please, Sam, better slow down. Keep this. Oh, I think this is actually 10.5 horsepower. Because it's got the Tiger pipe on it, claimed of another 0.7 horsepower. I mean, if you look at the rolling road graph, it looks mighty impressive. It's only till you look at the numbers, and it's 500 quid for 0.7. It's 0.7 horsepower. Jesus, there's the difference between using V-power and normal unleaded, I think. But to be honest with you, I can remember years back when I first had my moped, I did exactly the same thing. As soon as I could get anything out of it, just did I de-restrict it? No, I didn't de-restrict it, for anyone watching that might think that's not the done thing. But ultimately, yeah, you can get the power right up on this. Again, it wrapped power right up. It was a 50cc engine. It didn't have a lot, but it was 2-stroke. It was magical. And to be honest with you, 16 years old on a bike, even now, people are baffled when I say this with the stuff I ride. It was the most fun I had. I was out with my friends, we didn't care, we just enjoyed it, and it was all part of the new experience. And the thing is, as I've got older, the bikes have got a lot faster. For those that followed the channel in the summer, me and Sanj went over to the Nürburgring on the RC8R and the R1, and you're knocking on 180 to 200 plus horsepower, just bonkers power. But this you can still enjoy. And I think 10 years ago, when I'd got my big license, being back on one of these would just be a chore. But as I've got older, I've just begun to appreciate things a little bit more, and I am slowing down. You do get older and you think about stuff more, but yeah, I wouldn't want to go around the motorway on this. I've got to be deadly honest. I think if I can only just hit 60 mile an hour with no headwind, tucked in, God, you'd be getting sucked in by lorries and all sorts. So food for thought, I guess. If you're buying one and you're doing motorways, probably not the bike for you. If you're a bigger lad or lass, again, probably not a bike for you, but good fun, good fun. On to the handling. So as I mentioned, the suspension's probably a little bit soft on the front, a little bit hard on the rear. Oh, it is awful out. It's like 5 degrees, my fingers have gone numb. But it's going to give you an idea. I mean, it's short wheelbase, it turns quickly, like really quickly. It's easy to maneuver. If you're a short person or a tall person, you're fine on it. It's like such a diverse bike. I mean, oh, it's well slippery, but it handles nicely. We're turning in. I've still got a bit of power under the wrist there. We're not giving it everything. I mean, I've got about 18 mile an hour in the kitty if this headwind dies down, but it's good fun. It is good fun. Oh, power. Oh, it's fucking started raining as well. Alright, nice slippery road. I mean, I can't wait to get it out on the dry. I think I could take the absolute piss in the corners. Come on. Oh, look at all that traffic. That is Grom territory. So brakes are pretty good, actually. I must say, there's a lot of power there for a little bike. I don't feel the brakes are lacking at all. It's probably going to change when we up the power, but at the moment, today, it's yeah, I've not felt any shortcomings with the brakes. It actually feels all right. They've got a little, I think that's a little 2-pot on there. If I put a little star with it, what it actually is. Do you know what, the more I'm riding this today, the more I'm sort of getting behind it. I did think the standard engine was going to be an utter bore to blast around on. It's alright, it's alright. Oh, better put the indicator on. It's definitely got like a squeaky chain or something. Sounds like it needs a bit of lubricant. The previous owner, when I checked the tyre pressures last night, it was on 10 psi in the rear and 15 on the front. What it must have rode like. God only knows. Look at that, just cruising. 130, something to the gallon. Mile per gallon the M3s can only dream of. £22 a year road tax, £22 a year. I remember when I first started, it was like £15 a year. Inflation has got us all. It's definitely got that sick look without the mirrors, but I've got to be honest, it's impractical. I can't see anything behind me. That's why I've got so much power, I can just get away from the traffic, no problem. There's probably a tailback behind me actually, never mind. Please don't fall off exhaust. Those fucking speed bumps. The little monkey bar. Oh look, look, now we're in Grom territory. I'm gonna have to fucking give it some beans to get it off this roundabout now. Oh, go far. I know they're quick. Here we go, look at this. No, no, my right away, arsehole, what are you doing? Let's go. Oh, yes. It's a bit slippery and slidey, but... Ooh, that's handlebar width, that is. Drop it down for some power. Oh, look, more traffic. Oh, look, it's even a tight gap. Got no mirrors. See what the moped can do. Whoa, easy. Someone stuck on a scooter. No, I was going to smoke it, but I've got a missus and a cat to get home to. I've got to be responsible these days. I'm going to go for the gap. All the way to 30, come on. 30 mile an hour in first gear. The power of this 125 roaring through. What I will say is I expected with 4 gears that it would struggle, but up to the speeds we've done today, the little 4-speed box is actually alright. I thought, well, I can't even remember the last time I rode something with 4 gears. Normally it's at least 5, but it kind of suits the bike if I'm completely honest. It doesn't feel out of place on it. Oh God, I have no idea what these tyres are like. And it is the winter. All the excuses coming out. Fucking imagine binning it on an MSX 125. That'd be fucking embarrassing, wouldn't it? God. Power! Again, that is me completely rolled on. I mean, it's keeping with traffic, I guess. God, it is slow though. And that exhaust actually isn't that loud when you're on it. I mean, I don't know whether you guys will be able to hear it. I'll throw some clips in, obviously, of it flat out. But the weather is just about holding, I think. It did say it was scheduled for rain, so I'm not holding my breath that I'm going to stay dry on this one. Whoa, listen to that. The panty dropper. Whoa. Ooh, the vibrations are nice. It's like a massage seat. Little single thumping away. So a little tunnel run, ready, roll on. Oh, he's impressed. Look at the look. He gave it a look. He's like, one day I'll grow up and I'll ride a Grom. Be like that man in full levers on a 125. Oh, I'm going to go the back road way, scenic route. I'll put the indicator on. I'm slowing the beast down, all that engine braking from that 125cc engine. Oh, he's rolling on. Oh, took the horn. Visor down because of the wind in my eyes. Right the way to 40 mile an hour. Yeah, I'm gonna safe to say, I don't think you're gonna get yourself in any trouble with the law in this thing, because it's quite hard work to break the speed limit. Not that I condone that or encourage it, but as you can see, we couldn't even make national speed limit. I mean, we're keeping up with traffic now, and I say it's got a disadvantage that I'm quite heavy. I'm wearing full levers. Oh, suspensions are too. The front dives a lot, actually. That's one thing I will say. Oh no, she's wet and it's white, so it's not going to stay clean, is it? Alright, now I'm going to roll the power on. Look. Oh, she's still moving. She's got it. She's got it. Jesus Christ. Fucking sun's blinding. Gonna have a bit of wind noise now. Give her a little thanks. Look at that. Oh, look, they've got the high traction stuff down. Oh, savage limiter bash. Savage. Oh my god, come on. Oh, I think the exhaust has just gone. We've definitely just lost the exhaust. Okay, so the patch repair has not worked on the exhaust. The exhaust has fallen off. Alright, this is quite embarrassing now. Oh, this is a little bubble machine. Can you hear that? Oh my god. Right, I don't think I'm gonna be able to repair this. We're so close. We're so close. Well, we've just entered race mode now. Oh my god, it's so loud. Oh my god. Well, oh my god, the Jubilee clip didn't work. Right, I'm hoping you lot can still hear me below this thing. Oh my god, I dare touch the throttle. If I do not have a migraine by the time I get this parked up for imaging. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you consider liking and subscribing. Like I said, we've got plenty more to come on this bike with a 300cc two-stroke single being fitted over the next couple of months. So super excited to see what it's going to be like going from 10 horsepower all the way up to roughly 50. Until the next one, thanks for watching.